We will now hear the report of the Transport and Infrastructure Committee. I call Keelan Hesterman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Transport and Infrastructure Committee, I now present our inquiry into how we can shift the current culture in Aotearoa away from car ownership. I'm going to do a couple of things today. Firstly, I'll explain to you why we need to see this shift away from car ownership. I'll draw your attention to 3 key themes, and then I'll give you our recommendations. So firstly, nearly a third of all car trips taken in New Zealand are under 2 kilometres. We have an insane relationship and obsession with cars, and it needs to change if we're going to address the big issues like climate change that are facing us right now. We're going to see a few benefits. Firstly, environmental benefits. If we want to reach our greenhouse gas emissions targets of reducing them by 50% by 2030, we need to move away from cars. Secondly, health. Walking and cycling is good for you. Thirdly, reducing congestion and burdens on our infrastructure. Roads can't take it no more. Fourthly, future-proofing using adaptable and scalable technologies to allow efficient public transport. Fifth, road safety. Nearly $4.6 billion is the cost of road injuries and deaths. That needs to change. Sixth, on justice. So many convictions are had, particularly for young people, through driving. And so we need to move the focus away from driving onto other modes of transport. Some key themes. Public transport. There has not been enough investment to date in public transport, and the committee was in agreement at this. There is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but we must make public transport free. We need to partner with private companies. We need to partner with technology so we can use systems like MyWay in Hastings, where you have algorithms figuring out ideal routes, and so we can have different solutions for our rural communities that are different from the cities. We need to be able to adapt. Secondly, on city design. It is crucial that councils heed our call and design cities that are intensified and have easy, usable and accessible public transport routes. It needs to be equitable. Everyone needs access. We also need to utilise public transport corridors that already exist. Lastly, we need to see a mode shift. Cycling is a fantastic way to reduce your carbon footprint and improve your health, and the government needs to subsidise bikes and work on programs that are going to get young people in particular to do it. Spain did it in 2 years and increased their number of cyclists by 10 times in just 2 years. It can be done. It will be done, and it's time the government walked the talk, literally, on public transport. Our primary recommendation is to make public transport free and to ensure it is equitable across the board. Thank you.
I've just got this little bit to do first, and I'll take your point of order. The reports of the Select Committee are adopted as part of the proceedings of the Youth Parliament 2022. Point of order. Is it George?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to seek leave to put forward a motion for this House to acknowledge the bravery of our overworked but underpaid firefighters.
And that's without
notice or debate.
Thank you. Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection? Appears to be none. You may move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House show its support for the brave and hard-working firefighters of Fire and Emergency New Zealand who are having to work 100 or more hours per week in fire trucks that consistently break down on the way to call-outs due to underfunding and mismanagement of frontline firefighting services because of the incompetence of the upper management of Fire and Emergency New Zealand, who have proven to be completely unable to recruit personnel and resource the organisation effectively.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now come to the general debate.